Everybody, and welcome back to Slowpoke Racing, home of the Ultimate Racing League, sponsored by Prop Up and Co. We are back for our BTCC Replica Championship. We're in Lobby 2, and we are over at Tsukuba Circuit. Fantastic race in Race 1, what we saw of it, because it was very, very early morning, probably about 1 o'clock in the morning, because it was pitch black. But we are back. The guys have been out and had some breakfast, cup of tea, slice of toast, whatever it is they've had, and they are now back in the cars and ready and raring to go. The sun is out, lovely blue skies, a little bit of cloud, but I don't think it's going to rain. I did have a quick look at the weather, and it did say it was going to be clear for this race, so hopefully it is. So as I say, race 2 is a completely random grid, I've been told. It does look a bit random, although Brian Moncani won first race and he's on pole now. That may just be coincidence, but yeah, it should be a random grid. So let's have a look. Change of tyres for some of the guys as well, actually, in this one. I mentioned it in race 1. They've got 2 sets of softs and a set of medium tyres to use in any order they like. So we'll have a look at the tyres as they go around. But we will run down the grid now, ready for race 2. So Brian Moncani has got himself on pole position with Bob. Brilliant combat race. Bob had to get himself onto the podium in race 1. He started on pole, had a bit of an issue, came off, ended up at the back, but fought his way back onto the podium. So brilliant stuff from Bob. He's now second on the grid, so going to be interesting to see the battle between him and Brian. Carlsberg is third. He'll want to get in amongst those leaders as well. He fancies his chances of getting on the podium. Then we've got Hawkeye in 4th. Stealth in 5th, came in 2nd, had a fantastic battle, didn't he, with Brian Moncani towards the end of race 1. Couldn't quite get himself back in front, but did get on the podium, so well done to Stealth, but he's now 5th on the grid. Willard is 6th, Phaser is 7th, and Fazzy joins us. Fazzy is now in 8th. We've lost Hoyland and we've gained Fazzy. Fazzy, a very, very quick driver. So this is going to be interesting. It's going to be a brilliant race, this one. I can feel it already. I've not even seen it. So Fazzy then in 8th, so back up to the top. Let's get this race underway. So race 2 then. Oh dear, another long hold. They're getting longer and longer, aren't they? Great start at the back there. Look at that from, well, I'm not sure who it was. Phaser, I think it was Phaser and Fazzy. A brilliant start from those two. The BMW is very quick off the line anyway, so we expected Fazzy to get a good start. Jumped a couple of places already, although he's dropped one now. Brian Moncani still out in front as they go around turn 4 already at the first hairpin. We've got Bob following in 2nd with Hawkeye in 3rd. Phaser is 4th. Then we've got Willard, Carlsberg, Stealth, and then Fazzy. Oh, Fazzy, after a great start. It was at the turn 4 hairpin. Oh, and he's got himself all out of shape. A kiss with barrier for Fazzy, not the start he wanted. But deep breaths, head down, and let's just concentrate on catching back up. Bob did it in race 1, so I'm sure Fazzy can do it now. There is quite a gap there, but he can just about see Stealth in P7. Stealth dropping down a couple of spots as well, so not the best of starts for him. Back up to the top, let's just see what's happening. Brian Moncani trying to shake off Bob, but we've seen how quick Bob was in race 1, but then again we've seen how quick Brian Moncani is as well, and Brian Moncani very good at defending as well. So this is going to be an interesting battle as they go around turn 1 then for the second time in this race 2. Through the S's up towards turn 4, the hairpin. Now we will do a lap with one of these guys in a short while. Now we can actually see the track. Oh, there's Brian got all sorts of out of shape. Let's have a look. Brian pushing really hard. I know we keep going back too far, don't we, but never mind. We do like to catch the action and see if there was anything that actually assisted. Well, he got it. We were a little bit twitchy there coming out of turn 1 through the S's into turn 4 at the hairpin. Now let's just have a look. Was it just a case of getting the power down too early? Oh no, I think he overcorrected himself. I think he got a little bit of oversteer, corrected himself, got himself on the grass, and of course the back end decided it had enough and gave up. and that's allowed Bob to go through. So Brian Moncani has got some work to do now to catch up to Bob, because now Bob's in front. I'm sure he is just going to get his head down and try and open up a massive gap. Let's have a look at the tyres, shall we? Bob is on the softs, Brian Moncani on the mediums, so that might explain it. Those tyres not quite up to temperature for Brian. Then we've got Willard on the softs, Stealth also, Carlsberg, Fazzy on the mediums, and Fazer on the mediums. So 3 medium tyre runners out there at the minute. Fazzy and Fazer at the back, with Brian Moncani currently holding on to second. So good battle developing here in 7th and 8th between Fazzy and Fazer. Fazer in that Impreza, Fazzy in the BMW, which we do know is very quick in a straight line. So if Fazer's actually going to get that place back, he's got to try and force Fazzy into a mistake in the turns. Got a good little battle developing here between these two. Just quick, let's have a look up at the top and see what's happening. Yeah, Bob, as we suspected, is starting to pull away and open up a gap now back to Brian Moncani. Bob in the, it looks like the Integra. Brian Moncani, is he in one of those as well? I can't quite see. Yeah, I think it is. Is it? Or is it the Nissan? Oh, I don't know. Willard is in 3rd. Stealth has got himself up to 4th, and he's now starting to put a bit of a challenge in on Willard. So he's letting Willard know he's there. Both in the Integra, I believe there. So Stealth, in fact, you know what? We're going to jump on board in a minute with somebody. Oh, look at Carlsberg with Hawkeye. Through the S's into turn 4. Hawkeye going to go all the way around the outside. Maybe look at the cutback, but oh, it's a bit tight there. There was a lot of grass and a bit of the old artificial stuff as well, which you don't want to get in. Through Dunlop corner at turn 5, through turn 6, then turn 7, full throttle through there. No need for to have the brakes. Into turn 8, where it is hard into the braking zone. But Carlsberg trying to put Hawkeye under a lot of pressure. Fazer now in 7th with Fazzy in 8th. So let's have a look. Who should we jump on board? Let's go on board with Bob. As we go across the start-finish line then into turn 1, this long sweeping right-hander, well, very tight actually. I say long sweeping, it's not actually, it's quite tight. Back on the power again as early as you can. Into turn 3, turn 2 and 3, which is the S's. Then you're immediately thrown into turn 4, which is the first of the hairpins. Bit careful coming out of there, and the old throttle. Through Dunlop corner then at turn 5. Then back on the power again through turn 6 and 7, up towards turn 8, where you're hard on the brakes once again. Get this car slowed right down to about 40 something miles an hour. Back on the power as quickly as you can. Then we've got the back straight, 445 metres between the exit of turn 8 and the entry of turn 9. In we go. Just on the brakes a little bit there, and then feather that throttle as we come around turn 9 and then across the start finish line. So that was a lap with Bob. Thank you, Bob, for taking us round, and he's opened up quite a gap now back to Brian Moncani. Brian Moncani just keeping an eye on the mirror actually, as Stealth and Willard having a proper battle. Stealth has managed to get himself up into 3rd, and Willard is going to be pushing hard. Willard doesn't want to give that place up, does he? Let's jump on board, shall we, with Willard as we go through the S's up towards turn 4 at the first hairpin. It's all about the exit on this one. You can use that little bit of an overrun there, the curb through the Dunlop corner. You can see why it's called Dunlop. No, that great big Dunlop bridge there, or half a tyre sticking out the ground. It's not a monster truck tyre, no. Around turn 8 then, the second of the hairpins, and then onto the back straight. So Willard not quite close enough to Stealth to actually put a move in just yet. Let's have a look to see what's happening elsewhere. There seems to be little pockets of battles, don't they? Hawkeye and Carlsberg in 5th and 6th fighting it out as they come down the back straight towards turn 9. Carlsberg having a bit of a look at the inside, but not quite going to get it done there, is he? So allowing Hawkeye to lead him through this one. Across the start finish line then to start lap 7. We are just over 6 minutes into this second race, so still plenty of time to go. Carlsberg just needs to be patient, try and force the error from Hawkeye. Fazer in 7th, and well, Fazzy's just dropped off a little bit, so Fazer really in no man's land at the minute, racing himself. And Fazzy, well, this is his first race today on the medium tyres, so I'm not quite used to this track. It's not a track that gets used very often, to be fair. It is only these kind of races that you're going to use it. You're not going to put a DR3 on here, are you? Madman if you do. So that's Fazzy in the BMW down in 8th, catching up to Fazer. Oh, Fazer's picked a penalty up. I think that's the first penalty we've seen. Fazer does like to push the track limits. He does like to pick up the odd penalty every now and then. So yeah, I think if anybody was going to pick a penalty up, it would have been Fazer. He's just testing track limits. Now he knows where it is. He'll either pick loads up or he won't pick any up now. Back up to the top then, and look at the gap that Bob has opened up now. The signs were there, weren't they, at the beginning? He got himself on pole position for race 1 before that mishap he had on the first lap, but then fought his way back all the way from the back to get himself on the podium. So yeah, the signs were always there that he's going to be quick. He's only just joined URL as well. So yeah, great prospect for the upcoming seasons is Bob. Well, I ought to call him his real name, IQCW4. Bob, that's it. Brian in 2nd, Stealth in 3rd. Looking okay at the minute, actually. Willard not quite close enough to put the pressure on Stealth, so Stealth can just concentrate on what he's doing and keeping it on the tarmac. Although the slightest error and Willard is going to be on top of him. Let's have a look at the fastest lap. Well, as you would suspect, it is Bob with a 58.1 at the minute. Let's have a look at the times then. So Brian Moncarney's not that far off the pace. Look at that, just 4/10 in it with a 58.5 for Brian Moncarney. Stealth with a 58.3 is his fastest. Last lap was a 58.7, so they're all in the 58s, aren't they? Oh, Willard in the 59s, but consistent 59s, and that's what you're striving for, consistency, and you can't argue with that. Look at that, 59, 59, 59, every lap 59. Well done, Willard. And the Hawkeye, well, consistency again is bang on the 1 minute per lap, as he's having a fantastic fight with Carlsberg, very deep into turn 9, although I think Carlsberg took the tighter line, to be fair, which made it look like Hawkeye went very deep. Carlsberg still trying to go on the inside. Oh, can he get it done? Hawkeye fighting hard with him as they go through the S's towards turn 4. Hawkeye is going to have the inside line into the hairpin and should just about keep his nose in front as long as he can keep it on the grey stuff. Oh, Carlsberg's gone for the old swisheroo. But Hawkeye, very clever racing from Hawkeye, kept himself on the inside, but oh, he's ended up taking a lot of grass, and that cost him as he went through Dunlop Corner at turn 5, and now Carlsberg has gone through to take P5 with Hawkeye up to slot in behind him in P6. Around turn 8 they go, so Hawkeye now needs to get a hurry up, catch up to the back of Carlsberg so they can resume that little fight. What a great bit of racing between those two. Fazer still in 7th with Fazzy down in 8th. Bob all on his lonesome as well. Brian Moncarney, nobody to race. Same with Stealth, actually. So the top 3 and the bottom 2 are, well, just playing on their own, really, aren't they? So let's have a look and see what's happening. Willard just dropped off now from oh no, Carlsberg, sorry, Carlsberg has got past Hawkeye. I'll get there in a minute. Willard has dropped off the back of Stealth. It is Carlsberg that's catching up. We knew we'd get there eventually. So Carlsberg trying to catch up to the back of Willard, although there is quite a gap there, actually. So that's a big ask, although Carlsberg managed to get by Hawkeye, but Hawkeye still hovering around in the background, just waiting for Carlsberg to make a mistake as they come around turn 8. We have just gone over the, just coming up to the 11th minute, so 4 minutes to go then in race 2. It is Hawkeye chasing Carlsberg. This is about as close as we've got to a battle, I think. There is a big gap between Fazer and Fazzy at the minute. Bob out on his own. Brian Moncarney also on his own with Stealth in 3rd, nobody to play with. Willard in 4th, again, nobody to play with. So yeah, the battle is really here with Carlsberg and Hawkeye, although there is a very slight gap opening up. I like the window banner, actually. Let's have a look at this. Where's that window banner come from? I do like that one. Not quite sure where he's got that one from, whether he created it himself, but I do like that one. That's Carlsberg. If you can let us know. Oh no, Carlsberg, what are you doing? Oh, don't tell me I put you off. Hovering around in front of your vision, that's what it was. Because I'm doing that, dancing around in front of him, he couldn't see his braking point. So we go back and have a look. He's got the brakes on, but maybe should have tried to pump those brakes just to get the car to turn in a little bit. But an unfortunate mistake for Carlsberg, and sorry if it was me dancing around in front of you that put you off. But Hawkeye says thank you very much, and goes through, gives him a bit of a wave as he goes through as well. So Hawkeye now up into 5th, Carlsberg in 6th, and on the chase once again. Blazer in 7th with Fazzy in 8th. Now these two are getting a little bit closer, so maybe Fazer's made a couple of mistakes, or Fazzy is just absolutely on it. But he is trying to catch up. What we got left? About 2.5 minutes, so it's going to be close there between Fazzy and Fazer. Carlsberg and Hawkeye. Hawkeye out in front by, 3-4 car lengths at the minute, as he goes through turn 7 towards the second hairpin at turn 8 for the 13th time. I can't remember how many laps it was in race 1. At 15, I think, wasn't it? Let's have a look at the leaders, shall we? So Bob out in front by quite a margin. Actually, it's been quite an easy race for him. Once he got himself in front, he started to open that gap, and that was it. Never looked back, did he? So that's Bob out in front. We have about just over 1.5 minutes left. Stealth in 2nd. So what's happened to Brian Moncarney? Let's just see if we can go back. Oh, well, it's a good job we did go back. Now then, around turn 1. Oh, the back end has just come round. He couldn't catch it that time, could he? Slam into barrier, and Stealth again gives him a wave as he goes by and says thank you very much. And Willard is not that far behind now. So back up to where we were, and Brian Moncarney in 3rd and managing to hold on to 3rd. Willard couldn't quite get close enough to him, but Stealth with a big smile on his face has given Brian a bit of a big thank you very much for that. Bob's still out in front by quite a good margin. Stealth in 2nd now, so could be a second glass of champagne for Stealth. He's going to end up getting drunk at this rate. Brian Moncarney in 3rd. He will be absolutely furious with himself for that mistake. Under no pressure. The back end very twitchy on Brian's car. So I'm not quite sure how you would correct that. Is it brake balance issue or what? I don't know, but don't take advice from me, Brian, by the way, please. But it does seem very loose, that the back end of Brian's car, as he tries to catch up to Stealth. He's not going to do it this time around. I think he's going to have to settle for 3rd as we very quickly approach the end of this race. Let's have a look. Bob is going to get one more lap in. Stealth should get one more lap in as well. So should Brian Moncarney, actually, as he comes around turn 9 then for the 15th time as we approach the 15-minute mark. So Willard is going to finish 1st, I think. Yeah, so Willard brings it in 4th. I think he finished 4th last time, didn't he? So well done to Willard. Hawkeye, he's going to get 5th. Had to work for that, but well-deserved 5th. Carlsberg gets the 6th. He'll be a bit annoyed with himself after that mistake. Fazer is going to bring it home in 7th, ahead of Fazzy. So Fazer in 7th, Fazzy in 8th. First race tonight for him. Oh, and we've had another spinner. It is Brian Moncarney once again. What is happening now? We did say about the back end of this car getting very loose. He's in 3rd. He's not going to lose any more positions, but wow, what happened there? The back end just said no thank you very much, and a few donuts then for Brian Moncani. He's just showing off to the crowd, but as I say, he's not going to lose any more positions. So Bob, fantastic race from Bob, made it look easy in the end. Well deserved victory for him. Stealth, brilliant stuff from Stealth, nice and steady all the way to the end to claim that second podium spot. And then Brian Moncani, he's finished showboating. I think he's done that more out of annoyance than anything, for losing the back end of that car and allowing Stealth through. But there we go, Brian Moncani across the line to take up third. Still some good points for Brian, and a well-deserved glass of champagne for him. So that was race 2. So join me very shortly, please, for the third and final race here at Tsukuba.